used to cover the Justice Department earlier in my career, and like any reporter, I would try to find out who was under investigation, was somebody about to be indicted, and it was very, very difficult, and it should be difficult. These are criminal investigations with people's reputations at stake, to find out anything when there was a sort of a cocoon of silence over these investigations. Once in a while, you'd be able to get a leak and get a little bit of a jump on the story. But in recent weeks, when it comes to all of the inquiries and investigations swirling around the Trump White House, it seems like the leaks is just a constant gusher of leaks about this. And some of them are legitimate stories and some of them not. And I wonder about the people who are breaking the law by just shoveling this stuff out to the press about people under investigation. Now, it's not illegal for reporters to publish this, but you do have to kind of weigh how much evidence you have. And I bring all this up because of the story the other day on NBC Nightly News and in the Washington Post here, lead story, Kushner meetings with Russians are a focus of probe. Investigators, according to people familiar with the investigation, say a series of meetings that Jared Kushner held with Russians are being looked at. But being the focus of a probe, what exactly does that mean? NBC used the term, it described Kushner as being under scrutiny. Now, I know all these legal terms. You can be a target of investigation. That is a very big deal because it means that prosecutors may well bring charges against you and notify your lawyer of that. You can be the subject of investigation, which is not quite as bad as being the target, but it means that a lot of investigative resources are being devoted to whether or not you should be some kind of target of the probe. But being a focus under scrutiny doesn't sound to me that different than just being a witness. I mean, a month before the inauguration, President-elect obviously had a lot of faith in his son-in-law, so he met with among the Russian ambassador and also a big Russian banker. Now, obviously, any investigation into ties or collusion with Russia would want to have that information. I think Jared Kushner had already volunteered to be interviewed. But all this stuff about focus and scrutiny, well, obviously it caused an explosion. I mean, I was flipping around on that night, and CNN had 3 straight hours on it, MSNBC about the same. I mean, just weren't doing anything else. It was Jared, 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 Jared. Now, the fact that FBI folks are looking at somebody who's not just the president's son-in-law, but holds a very important position in the White House, obviously is different from looking at Paul Manafort or Carter Page or people who were involved in the past with the Trump campaign. But still, what if this doesn't amount to anything? Now the media have kind of cast a cloud of suspicion over Jared Kushner. And there's just a level here where it seems to me that the ordinary process of FBI investigators, now under the control, I guess, of the special counsel, talking to people to find out as much as they can, gets elevated to you're the focus, you're under scrutiny, and what if nothing happens to Kushner? Is his reputation now under a cloud? I mean, on CNN, David Gergen even said, well, maybe he should take a leave of absence until this is all cleared up. I don't think so. Innocent until presumed innocent until found otherwise. And so I think we're in a sort of an overheated period right now with the media scrutiny of this. Obviously, this is an important investigation. It also may lead to nothing. It might find some obstruction by certain people. Michael Flynn obviously has some problems here. But Jared Kushner, I think, may not be a target of the investigation, but he is clearly a target of the media in a way that makes me, at least, a bit uncomfortable.